Vicki Lemons here, and welcome to my channel. If you are new, welcome, and if you are returning, welcome back. I am so glad to have you here. In this video, I'm going to give you 10 ways to get out of survival mode. I just posted a video of 5 ways that you can tell if you are in survival mode. And one thing about me is I like to give solutions and not just give problems, right? So with that being said, let's jump right on into it. Number 1, be present in the moment. Focus on your feelings. Focus on your emotions. When you feel something, feel it. Allow yourself to feel it without judgment. Allow yourself to feel it without judgment. Be kind and patient to yourself. Feel all those things you feel inside. If you need to write it down, if you need to take your phone and do a voice recording, if you need to scream, feel it and let it out and process it. But don't judge yourself. Be kind to yourself. Number 2, learn to say no to things that drain your energy. I had to learn to do this, especially like going places. So like if say my husband was going to my in-laws, I love my in-laws. I'm just using them as an example. But there were times where I would go places I didn't want to go and it drained me. So I had to learn to say no. And it's okay that I don't go. You can still go. I don't need to go for you to have your feelings met by you going. Do you get what I mean? And sometimes we don't know how to say no to things that drain us because we were so forced to do whatever the person that put us in survival mode or the people that put us in survival mode, we couldn't tell them no. So we had to do things no matter whether we wanted to or not. So be okay with saying no. Keep your peace. Protect your peace. It's okay to say no. And no is a complete statement. You do not have to give an excuse. You do not have to give an explanation. No, I'm not going. No, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to go over there. Thank you for the invite. Simple as that. Number 3, support. You need support. I mean, I'm not shy about saying I've been to therapy multiple times. I have a wonderful husband who's also a counselor. I have wonderful children who are some of the most emotionally intelligent young people I know. I have support. You need support. There's no way you cannot do it on your own. You can't. And I'm someone who would in the past say I can do it on my own. I can't do it on my own, and neither can you. You have to find the ways that's best for you. Maybe therapy isn't best for you. Maybe talking to a friend, maybe writing it out, but maybe a support group, right? Whatever it is, you need support, and that support should be helpful to you. It shouldn't be draining to you. It shouldn't make you feel like, why am I doing this? It should be insightful. May not always things you want to hear, right? But not negative, but just makes you think, right? Because sometimes thinking about things that put us in survival mode can trigger us, right? But we need support, because talking about your feelings will help you be able to manage them. So that's important. Number 4, self-care. I speak about this all the time on my page. It's no secret that self-care is something that I have struggled with in the past. It may not look like it at times because, I'm not like walking around like a hobo, right? But what I'm saying is taking the time to like run me a nice hot bath, taking the time to do my skincare, making sure I exercise every day, making sure I eat right. Those things are to help me. And in the past, I made them feel like it was such an issue for me to do because I had to work on something for everybody else. Unfortunately, people who have been abused and have had trauma and are in survival mode don't focus on themselves in a positive way. They're always focused on themselves and how can they do something for somebody else, right? And so that is something that I still work on to this day. It's a constant process. You have to develop a routine that you enjoy, that is for you. It's for you. And that way, when you start doing those things for you, you start feeling better about you. And then you can represent yourself better to the world, to your family, to your children, right? That's number 4, self-care. That's a biggie. Prioritize your sleep. I said it in another video that I probably get about 3.5 hours to 4 hours of sleep a night. I'm working on that now. I have this watch that, I can wear at night, and It basically tells me how much sleep I'm getting in each phase of rest. And so that's helpful to me because I want to know what my sleep pattern is. But at the same time, things like falling asleep with the TV on was something that I would usually do, which I'm trying to control now. Just having that background noise. Getting a deep sleep is so critical to getting out of survival mode, because then you're not so stressed and tired the next day, and then you can tackle the world from a different space, not from a stressed out place. Number 6, healthy eating. We all know when we feel good and we look good, we attack the world differently, right? And that's a part of my journey that I have struggled with for so many years. And I say struggled because I'm on a journey now that I'm working on it, and I'm tackling it now, right? But what I had to learn was that, number one, I was never given the tools to be healthy, like to work out and exercise and eat right when I was young. So I had to learn that over the years. And another thing I realized is that food sometimes would be a comfort for me, right? And so once I realized that, then I have to make those adjustments. But we all know when we feel better about ourselves, our whole self-concept changes. We attack the world differently, and that's the key. We should not be walking out into the world feeling like humdrum, sloppy, we should feel good about ourselves. We should feel like what people see is a good representation of who we are. And that takes practice, and that's its own individual journey, right? And it's not an easy one. But one thing I've been working on is more intuitive eating. Listening to my body, being thankful for the food that I'm getting and not being like greedy, being mindful of like gluttony and things like that, being able to pace myself, self-control, because this plays heavily on mental health. I know it plays heavily on my mental health. When I don't feel good and I don't feel like my clothes fit and I don't feel right when I get myself together, I feel sad, I feel depressed. And then that puts you right back into that survival mode, stressed, anxious, who's looking at me, it's too much. It puts too much mental load on you. So when we eat right and we see those positive changes in our bodies, it plays positively on our mental health. And that's what we want. Number 7, gratitude. Gratitude. Journal the things that you are thankful for. Journal the things that you are thankful for. Shift your mindset from survival mode to abundance. Number 8, set goals. Set realistic goals. This month I'm doing, for the next 30 days, I started yesterday. For the next 30 days, I'm doing basically a self-care challenge for myself. And in that self-care challenge, one of the blocks is to exercise every day. But originally I had to walk 4 miles every day. And then I said to myself, Vicki, why are you always putting something on your plate that you're not going to do? You're not going to walk 4 miles every day. So what did I do? I changed it I just cut it in half. I cut that goal in half in 2 miles. I said, I can do 2 miles every day. And if I get the energy to do 4, do 4. But that pressure of trying to put so much on my plate, I had to learn to stop that, because then I get overwhelmed, then I don't follow through, and then I give up. So it's better to set realistic goals, and as you accomplish them, you build your confidence, right? And you're working on yourself and your self-esteem and your consistency muscle. And that feeling of accomplishment will then bring you a feeling of fulfillment. This in turn will then help you feel more in control of your life. Number 9, what are your hobbies? Tap into the things you love to do. What do you love to do? What do you love to do that's fun? I love to sew. I love photography. I love anything creative. I love to draw, even though I'm not the best artist. I still love to do it. I love anything that I can use my hands. I love to create garments. I love to do so many things, anything creative. I get that from both my grandmothers. But I love to do anything creative. Our hobbies are things that we should be doing regularly. When you do your hobbies, they make you feel relaxed, and it eases your stress. And that's the mindset we want to be in when we are getting out of survival mode. Relaxed, peace. Number 10. One thing I love doing is listening to audiobooks. Whether if you like to read versus the audiobooks, read. Find books that are specific to the things that you struggle with and listen to them and read them and take it in, take notes, read it over and over again if you have to, but take time to figure out why you do the things you do. That brings insight into you, which then boosts your emotional intelligence, right? Then you can say, hey, I do this, but because I do this, now I should do this. And since I've started doing this, I don't do this like that anymore, right? You may not completely stop, but you probably won't do it as much. Personal insight on survival mode. You may feel like you're overwhelmed. You may feel like you're not able to tackle all these things at one time. Be patient with yourself day by day. Getting out of survival mode is not a one day. It's not going to happen in just one day. This is a process. You will be working on this for years. But if you take it day by day and then month by month, over time, you will see how the gradual progression will then, it changes who we become. When I speak on my platform, people say all the time, you're so calm, you're so, loving and inspiring and nurturing. I'm all those things, but I'm all those things because of the work I've done on myself. Because I used to be very kind of like, I had a strong ego and I was ready to fight all the time, and not, I wouldn't say like 90% of the time, but more than I am now. And I'm not that way, right? I'm not that way anymore, but I still have to work on it because certain things still do trigger me, right? And so be patient with yourself. When you are getting out of survival mode, you're getting out of a way of life. That was how your whole life was. Now you have to flip it and you have to say, I'm not going to allow this to control me anymore. I'm in control of my narrative, right? So as always, I really hope this message has helped. I thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe because that is how I can continue to keep bringing you videos like this. And as always, I thank you and God bless. No devil is old on me.